It's to start. Look, this is a. It's
Where am I best? Where is it most? Where would you prefer to stand to do this? And I'll sit to see it.
okay. Well, because it's recorded that way, if I go there, I will stop. I will be on in front of the camera. But here, I think it's there. It's a good start.
I'll over here.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, you see
I
there.
can see that. Yeah.
So before we start, it's basically just to see. She's actually standing up. It's a very straight up. It's not tilted the head, and basically very short charcoal, willow charcoal. Just cut it in the middle. Cut it very little one of these, and then just flatten one side so you have enough, or you just have a very flat surface to work on. Then you have the face here. Then you have the chin, hair, eyebrow line. Here again, background, here again, here, and the jawline, chin, nose. What I see on that portrait is that I see that she's almost like completely blurred. It's a picture actually. It's not a painting. It's a picture. It's not a drawing. It's a picture. So it looks like you've seen her through a window,
Right.
or car window or glass. It's a bit mysterious, but that's why it's so pretty, because it's such a vague drawing to approach. It's just you need to be very careful of not using outlines and not using very dark outlines and dark shadows. Everything will have to be very moderate here. And you have the very careful with the lines, very soft lines, not sharp, soft lines. A chin, lower lip, chin, neck here, and all this area is dark. All here, the neck and the shoulder. Now here, eyebrow here, hairline there. Just coming back and seeing if I mean, she's very young, so I need to keep an eye, because I think she starts looking a little bit older on me. So we need to keep an eye on the age of our model. That's quite dark, the eye here, dark on the upper eyelid, eyebrow. And as I said, I'm keeping an eye of not doing very sharp and dark lines. Just keeping it soft, keeping it misty, as the portrait appears to be here, quite misty. Background, go over. No, if I see I've done the eyes very dark. So what I'll do now, yes, just go over it instead of using the putty rubber. Look, just use the charcoal. And you soften everything like that. And there's no need to use the putty rubber now. Now, another thing that I've noticed when I've checked it is that with pencil, there. Alright, well, with the brush. You can see, look, the middle of the face, it's from the chin to the upper eyebrow, there. That's the middle of the face. So from that point of the eyebrow, which is slightly raised, to the chin, you bring that up, and that's the middle of the whole head. So from there to there, so that, pull it up, that's where the hair should come, right up there. So that's how, is that correct? That looks too high. 1, 2, there, so here. That's the limit where the hair is. And it just looks a bit high, but that's where it comes. It appears to be. Well, I'll leave it for the time being, because I can shorten it. I can bring it back at any time. It's not a problem. Now, ear, the ear is just under the nose. There. Hair. Neck. And the dark on the background here, the dark on the background, off the background there. charcoal back, another charcoal here. Again, using, well, bringing or making sure that the nose will reappear here, because it's just not there at the moment. Dark on that side, because the light comes from the right, comes from that side. Exactly. So get it sharp. Upper eyelid, upper lip, upper lip here, filtrum, the lower lip. They're quite dark actually, both of them. It looks like it's a slightly very soft light there, but it's just a very soft light. So we've got the chin again, dark on that side. I think I'm going to be too dark there. I can soften it with my sideways charcoal and keep those darks a little bit more transparent. Half tone here. Yeah, if you squint your eyes, you will see that this area here, that line is not as sharp as that line. You see there, because you have the light coming from the right, that light appears to be brighter, much brighter. That is much darker. So that's why I'm darkening the forehead, although I know it's not as dark as that. But I want to get rid of that sharp edge or sharp line there of the hair. And then you have, always keep those dark edges within the dark of the hair. So instead of doing sharp edge or sharp lines like this, just soften them, soften there. Make them a lot softer, darker of the hair. Now, where the hair starts splitting is actually, look here, called vertical line. It's right in the middle of the tear duct, or very close to the tear duct. The tear duct is here, there. So that's where the split of the hair starts taking shape there. And here. It's quite light. She's kind of blondish. She's kind of very light hair. Again, it looks like too far up the hair, so just pull it back a little bit more and create the background there. So it's quite misty. It looks that. That's what I was trying to get from the beginning, just to keep it misty like that. Softer here, softer lights, much. Don't want to use the putty rubber, because the putty rubber takes a lot of white, or brings a lot of white. No, I don't want that. I want it to be like that, to be as soft as possible. Those changes on value to be really soft. And the lower lip. And the darkness of her neck. Well, that's pretty much the image. What I should do, I'll do something which I haven't done. I don't normally do spray the portraits at this stage, but because this is a particularly soft portrait, I will actually do something which I don't normally do. I will spray it now, leave it for a few seconds, and then interfere with it again. But before I spray it, let's see, because it will be harder to change are they at the same level? Let's say horizontal line, you have the eyes at the same horizontal line, a bit lower here. The iris, the eyebrow just moves a little bit far up there. Dark there, and the eyebrow here. And also this dark of the nose, I think I've got it too dark. Just soften it. And then you have the tear duct here. Well, it's not perfect, but at least we've got the image somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And neck is here. Neck is just under that. So you do what I was actually the new method of getting that. Yeah, she looks young as well. That's good. It's a start. It's a good start because sometimes it can look a lot older. Yeah, and spread it. Just a quick spread. There. I should leave it to dry for a while, but because time pressure, I'm thinking I can work on parts of it, which here, for instance, even if it goes wrong, at least I haven't. That's the neck, so it doesn't have to be the exact. Or I can play around and put some of my own shadows here, or do my own thing here on the neck. Again, not because I'm not going to see or do what I'm seeing, but you can play around a little bit more on the neck. And darken the background, give her a longer neck. Because at that age, she's about 12, is she? 12, 13? That the neck looks a lot longer here. And then here, right there, here, darker, maybe not as dark, the light here, the light approach, and also, look, I can see light coming through this way, look there. And then I'm using putty rub because I want it quite bright here, and I know the finger will not give me that brightness, so I can use the putty rubber here easily. You see, Mark, it's just basically use your charcoal, basically. Yeah? Just use charcoal as much as you can because it's not. You do work with willow charcoal, don't you? Yeah. So I think it's to use it sideways instead of using it lines. Yes, sideways, like I've done it today here. Especially on images like this, which are so soft. That's the only approach.
Okay.
Well, the only approach. I mean, on this one, on this particular one, you have to be careful with that. And I think, let me see. That's how you try it if it's dry. It's not completely dry, but I don't want to wait for it till it dries. I'm going to work on what I have here. Softly moving with the folds. I mean, it's not folds, it's not drapery. Moving how the hair appears to be there. Yeah. And making those, emphasizing every now and then a little bit more hair. And very dark, the hair appears to be very dark here, right by the eye, up here, right there. Very dark here to emphasize the shape of her face. Just a touch darker. Philtrum. Touch dark under her lip, lower lip. And then you have the chin, a bit less dark than that. More of a half tone, not as dark as before. And make the chin a little bit more squarish here. Okay, and it's just about the eyebrows now. I think if I get the eyebrows, you get the expression. She's got quite thick eyebrows. Upper eyelid. She's looking kind of upwards. Appears to be upwards. And Constantly using, look, soften it with your fingers. Every time you touch it, just soften it with your fingers. You don't want to leave sharp edges or sharp lines. And the eyebrows are normally the same color as the hair, but appears to be, the eyebrows they appear to be even lighter than hair. I'm trying not to keep too much dark on the eyebrows, to leave so much dark. But that's gone too dark actually. Look, finger, you can soften easily. And a little bit of dark, take some dark from here and then push it under her eye, look. Which is the eye bag. Obviously, at that age you don't actually have eye bags, but just to make it kind of be there, white of the eye. I cannot make it white now because of the spray. Yeah, that you run the risk of adding too much spray and then not being able to clear it. But I took that risk, so it's my fault. A little bit more wider here with the cheek, and trying to get rid of as much as I can now. Although, as I said, because of the spray, it's hard to brighten it. But on the other hand, I don't want it to get it too bright, so I want to keep it to that mysterious, dark tonal value of the whole of the face. There. I think it's okay. And that texture, which is still, you see the texture of that? I think that makes it look a lot like the picture actually. Maybe I would need, sometimes you know the rubbers that we used when we were at school, very strong rubbers. Yeah. That will work here, but not this. The putty rubber is just too soft for it. But for the time being, I don't want to brighten it anymore. I'm really here. There. It's okay. She's a bit, yeah, no, it's fine. It's not her exactly. Let's call her Jessica. It's not Jessica, but it's young. It's pretty much her age. Might not be exactly her, but at least that's the start that I was going to show you today. And you can play around with the background. It's okay. Yeah, there are things that I need to improve. A lot of things. For instance, more nostril here.
You haven't got a head turned. You've got her.
Oh, I've got her more straight.
You've got her more straight, and she's turned her head to her left, our right.
Yes.
So the eye is much closer on the right-hand side of the photograph to the edge than it is on the left, for instance.
So here.
So, no, the other side.
Oh, it's closer to the edge of the page. Yes. Of her. Yes.
Of the background.
Background. So, yes. So I can bring. Look, I can do that adjustment here now. Hopefully that will make her look more turned.
Just the white of that eye will help. It's to do with the way that the angle of the nose as well. The way that the nose points slightly to our right, her left. Yes, there's more nostril on this side. Yes, she's more turned. So there's more nostril here, which I start losing it here. That's where it is. Yeah, more nostril there. And that be now. And put that, not pupil, the iris. Yeah.
Bring the iris. But again, it's just running the risk of going too dark. Exactly, and I don't want to go as dark as that. But yeah, it's basically it's just adjusting now, bringing the background a bit closer to there. Yes, and then giving her more wider on that side and less wide on that side. Yeah. So adjusting all these things, which it can be done, but again, we are now getting much darker onto where I actually didn't want to go as dark, but we have to compromise. If you want to pursue the accuracy, then obviously we have to compromise with these things. If not, then we can leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Again, it's not her. as I called her Jessica. It's not Jessica, but it doesn't matter. It's just a young girl. And here, neck, just thinner neck. Possibly you bring the neck here and then lower part of the neck. But as I said, I've darkened it midway, which I normally don't, because it's that type of drawing that it's soft edges everywhere, soft middle tones everywhere, and that's why I wanted to spray it so it keeps those dark there and they're not moving about. But again, I should have checked it even more, many times before we sprayed, to do all those adjustments. Not bad.
No, it's good. The angle's
Yeah,
now.
yeah, it's slightly better. Okay, do you want to give it a go now?
Yeah.
And soft hair, blondish. And maybe also bring that hair more on that, so bring that part, trim it that way. There. Oh, I think you need to bring the car to go back now.
I'll just cycle home and get it then, shall I?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we've got hay as well.
It will go away, 2 hours will go away, don't worry. Okay, now you can give it a go.
Okay.
I'll leave it, it's recording now. Hello again. Let's carry on with the video. What I'm trying to do here is with the charcoal pencil, that's compressed charcoal, and that's a mechanical pencil. German brand. You buy it in Cassart or London Graphics. So it just compressed charcoal, push it on here on the paper, on the top of the willow charcoal. And that will get that soft edge that I was looking from the beginning, is to get it going. Soft edge. And well, soft edges, not soft edge, but soft edges in general, wherever you see them. Give it a little bit of an indication of where the nostrils are. Darker there. Mouth just stops here. Edge of the mouth. Bit of a darker line down here. Darker line here, or darker neck. Get the neck a little bit darker. And match it with a brush. Any brush, just so as long as it's kind of a medium dark, medium soft, not too soft, medium. You want a little bit of a sharp or strong bristles there to merge the charcoal. So get it going here, working it, getting the shadows going down here. Getting rid of that line that it created that line here, which was not intentional. Soft on this side. There, and gives a very, again, soft edge. That's how you get the soft edge. So it was basically willow charcoal and soft graphite. Graphite is about 6B, and it's not the Conte. It's not the Conte. Not the Conte Ferry. Stop using it because it just breaks when you sharpen it. It just starts breaking constantly. So a darker line here to create the hairline, and darker here as well. So rendering, constantly rendering, but again, keep it away from sharp lines. The lines will have to be merged again. So as you can see on the white of the paper, that's the pressure I'm giving. It's not too much pressure, just very little pressure. And get the same here, dark on this side. Hair. And the eyebrow, which merges with the hairline. Merge the eyebrow with the hairline. Coming back here, reinstating that line because I've been losing it. Don't want to go too far with these darks. It's not necessary to darken the whole background. I think it's good enough. Maybe a little bit of an indication where the tip of the hair stops here, so that should be or could be her hair coming this way. And soften with the brush. Gives a nice dark point here. Darkens it as much as possible. And here. Under her lower lip. Now, the stump, you will struggle to do that with stump. Because the stump just pushes the darks into the paper. The brush just brushes over. It brushes it over. And then the edge of the mouth here. There you are. So just a second. Okay, so resume. Now, with the brush and the charcoal dust, not the willow charcoal, the compressed charcoal dust, I'm entering and doing all these changes here. Or darks, just add some more darks. Instead of doing it with a pencil, you can actually do it with a brush. Easier, quicker, and softer. I think I went a bit too courageous there with those darks, but trial and error. Just have to accept it. You'll get it wrong until you get it right. Bit of a side darks here, around the nostril. There. Soften that a bit more. Here. Soften under the eyes. Now, I don't want to be particularly emphasize the back under the eye because it's obviously a very young person. Bit of a dust here, coming along all throughout the forehead, like that, softening it. cross hatching. There we are. And I think a little bit darker onto the hair, and I'm pretty much done. Pretty much done here. A little bit darker here. Charcoal dust. Charcoal dust here. Get it into her forehead a little bit. Just to break with the line. Get the line darker. Some darker around her head. Darker on the background. Lose that line here. But push it over there. And then just run the charcoal like this. Just all over her hair. Looks all right actually. A little bit on her dressing here. And soften the line under her chin. There. Now with a bit of a putty rubber work and we're done. Putty rubber. Yes, putty rubber here. So putty rubber here and there. And we are pretty much done. A little bit shine on the eye. The lower eyelid. Just a bit of highlight here. Actually bring it up a bit more. At the end of her eyelid, up here. And highlight her nose, especially the nostril here, that side, the bright area on the right hand side. Highlight on the upper lip, just a touch here of the lower lip, touch of highlight under her chin, and a dip on her chin, just a tiny dip. Extend that very soft middle tone. And working here on the lower eyelid. I think I've brightened that too much. Just bring it back to middle tone values. There, that's better. And just highlight on the white of the eye here, just a tiny bit more. There. Just a touch there. There's one. Okay, and hair. There, 1, 2, and 3 down here. All right. Okay, and some highlight here on the forehead. Very, very soft touch. And you can see rounded brush, putty rubber work. Well, it's like a brush basically, but it's putty rubber. Just emphasize the hair a little bit more here with my pencil. Just a touch of compressed pencil. Here we are. All right. Touch of the nose. Well, that's it basically. Pretty much done. I'm going to emphasize those, probably just a little bit of a line here for the dresses there. And what's the date today? Today is the 1st of 11th. Okay, see you on the next one then.